So now even one of the She-Hulk stars is saying it. She-Hulk was created just to trigger us critics. YouTubers, people who just aren't going to be excited to consume everything Marvel and actually, expect something well written to be delivered. Yeah, us. Okay. Really owned us there. Okay, let's go ahead and dive into the article. This is coming to us from Bounding Into Comics, and it says She-Hulk Stars series exists as a heck you. I'm going to say heck you to critics. Head writer boasts. Part of me really loves trolling the trolls. Okay. So this is basically saying to me what this reads as is we made She-Hulk so insufferably bad on purpose because we wanted to trigger everybody who doesn't like everything that Marvel comes out with and who are acknowledging that some of the stuff is trashed and badly written and that they're not delivering the same quality of product as they used to with some of their older shows. So yeah. So you did it bad on purpose, just to make us mad. That's it. Got it. To the surprise of absolutely no one who watched even a minute of the Disney Plus series, She-Hulk Attorney at Law's lead actress Tatiana Maslany, head writer Jessica Gao, and director Kat Coiro have confirmed that the development of the Marvel Cinematic Universe's latest entry was predicated entirely on making fun of their own strawman interpretations of dissatisfied male Marvel fans. Okay, so I guess I don't fall under this. Because I'm not male. All right, gotcha. So this was basically made to, I don't know, get back at people like Critical Drinker, Nerdrotic, The Quartering, so on and so forth. So that's who they're mad at. And I've said this before too. The actual villain of this show was basically the Friday Night Tights crew. Critical Drinker, Quartering, etc., etc. That's how rent-free they are living in Marvel's heads. All right, let's go ahead and continue. Speaking first with Maslany, the trade news outlet suggests that She-Hulk star asked the She-Hulk star how it felt to see said finale, tackling some of the exact same trolling comments that Marvel fans have been making. To which she praised, Jessica Gao is a genius, interesting, and knows about the culture we're living in her position in it when she's writing these stories about a woman superhero. I'm surprised she didn't. I'm surprised she said woman and didn't say birthing person. So, okay. She knows what that response is going to be, added the Jennifer Walters actress. As a cast, it was delightful sending each other these troll responses. Like, oh my goodness, give them a week and they're going to literally see this pop up verbatim in the show and become the villains of this show. It was thrilling. Okay, so they just feel like it was so clever that they made YouTubers the villain of the show. Okay, gotcha. Met with a follow-up question on whether or not she was expecting to face the trolls when you signed on for the show, Maslany asserted, reading the script, it was so true. There's so much resistance to a woman just existing in the space of superheroes. Okay, let me think for a second about this. You mean like Wonder Woman who had overwhelming success? It maybe instead of putting the blame on the fact that the role is a female lead, maybe try to understand that the quality of the product needs to be good, and creating a female lead, that female lead needs to be acted well, needs to be written well, just like any other role for a male would be. So, maybe that's the problem. Maybe a little self-awareness or maybe a little industry awareness would make a big difference here. There's always going to be that, she added. I sort of anticipated it. It's why I also feel it's important. There's such an entitlement to space held by certain people, and to even exist as She-Hulk is like, heck you, and I love that. Okay. The fact that this show is even being adapted is telling on the fact that people supported the She-Hulk comics. Men supported and consumed, purchased, fully supported the She-Hulk comics. If it wasn't for men purchasing said comics, this wouldn't even have existed at all. But okay, go off, I guess. Turning to Gal, Variety asked the series head writer if Marvel had given her any suggestions for the hate comments they get online, to which she confirmed that conversation between Jen and Kevin is very much the relationship I have with real life Kevin, and a lot of that is taken from conversations I've had with him. That scene in the finale was so much longer in the scripts. She teased of a particularly painful alternate timeline. If they had let me, I probably would have written a 10-minute conversation of my avatar arguing with Kevin. This is probably the tightest version of what it could have been. There were a couple jabs where Kevin was like, okay, this is a little mean now. Okay, so it sounds like she has an issue with her boss and she just wanted to vicariously live through the show. I don't know, maybe create something entertaining for people instead of just a validation tool for you. That might be a good thing. Okay. Further questioned as to how it felt to accurately predict what the trolls would be saying, Gao declared, "Our writer's room opened 3 years ago. The fact that we were able to predict what the reaction was going to be, what a lot of the trolling comments were going to be, really shows how very tired and unoriginal these trolls are." Or maybe you knew that you didn't have the talent, or you were too lazy to actually write something good, so you wanted to preemptively predict the backlash and make it a part of your show because you instead of actually trying to prove these trolls wrong and create something good, you know? But here's where we are. That really tickled me because the little troll that lives inside me really loves trolling the trolls, she said. Finally, moving to Koiro, Variety posed a similar line of inquiry to the series director, beginning with the question of what was Kevin Feige's reaction to the finale. Kevin had a huge hand in that finale and the character of Kevin, said Koiro of the series VFX artist, mocking franchise quality drop, confirming, haha, I was merely pretending finale. Ironically, I was more squeamish about it than they were. I was like, are we going too far? Are we throwing Marvel and fans under the bus by putting down Marvel films? Marvel has such a self-deprecating, irreverent sense about themselves, and were totally willing to poke fun at themselves, she excused of the She-Hulk's conclusion. Any criticism you can lob at them, they have thought of. The director was then asked if she had to dig deep for all the Marvel criticism of just scroll through Twitter, to which she recalled, one thing I noticed is that at the beginning of the series, I was getting a lot of nasty, mean comments. I mean, it just wasn't a good show. Period. Like, it just wasn't. And it's also odd that, you know, here's a writer and here's a team working for Marvel, and they want to throw Marvel under the bus too. So they not only threw Marvel under the bus, but they threw, the fans under the bus as well. So I'm just really curious about this strategy and how they actually expected it to work. Kind of reminds me of a similar G4 TV strategy. So I don't know if this is just some feminist thing, but, you know, I think it's time to try something different. But that's just my opinion. Okay. So moving on, as it's gone forward, that is stopped, she noted, I think it's because now they realize when they target us, they're playing directly into our hands, and we called it, which is pretty gratifying. It's so satisfying. Even negative commentary, I always interpret as engagement, she concluded, giving weight to the growing sentiment against even hate watching Hollywood's current output. If people are that angry, they are paying attention. I look at all of it as positive. The full run of She-Hulk Attorney at Law's pointless, spite-driven first season is now streaming on Disney+. That is so well said. This entire show is made out of spite. Everybody who has been a part of it are spiteful. They are mad at the world for their own problems, and they want to blame everybody else for their problems. And this show was just to try to get back at people, in this case, the YouTuber men who have the audacity of criticizing TV shows, you know, apparently. That's so terrible. But here's the thing that just makes no sense about this is they want to act like, oh yeah, we trolled them good, haha, we win, they played right into our hands. Like, dude, they literally popped off careers from how bad this show was and people criticizing it. Look at Disparu here. He's got his channel has blown up, and a lot of it has been from She-Hulk. I mean, look at his views. I mean, his channel's up to almost 100,000 subscribers now, which he's amazing. I do encourage subscription to this channel. But look at how well his She-Hulk videos have been performing. Same with any, like my most viewed video on my channel is about She-Hulk. You look at The Quartering, Critical Drinker, Nerdrotic, everybody on the like Friday Night Tights crew in general, Ryan Kennel, Heels vs. Babyface, so on and so forth. I can keep going on. Those who have made videos criticizing She-Hulk, and rightfully so, because this is the trash dumpster fire they gave to us as if it was supposed to be entertaining. So everybody who has gone in on this, you know, this has only helped further their careers. This has only helped grow their channels. So I don't think, you know, writer Jessica Gao, I don't think this was the own that you think it was. But if it was, go ahead, please continue. Write more stuff like this so that you can just further everybody's careers even more. You're opening jobs better than better than the president. So, hey, maybe you're doing something right there. Anyway, I will go ahead and just leave it at that. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. I'll catch you next time. And in the meantime, go boom.